Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a question that I don't think any YouTuber has tackled before. That is, are there witches and wizards with physical disabilities that attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry? If so, how do they accommodate them? Well, today, we discuss. So the first part of the question is an easy yes. They are students at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with disabilities, as well as adults with disabilities in the magical community. We see in The Cursed Child an elderly Amos Diggory living in St. Oswald's Home for Old Witches and Wizards, which is a nursing home. There are certainly teachers with disabilities. Lupin has lycanthropy, which means he turns into a werewolf every full moon. And Moody has a wooden leg and a magical eye that can see through one of the Deathly Hallows. Okay, I'm sorry, but if you could see through the cloak of invisibility, that is an ability, not a disability. I'm just saying. If you take Polyjuice Potion, you temporarily acquire whatever disabilities the person has that you are turning into. And Harry being a Horcrux is a disability in of itself because on more than one occasion he was not able to participate in activities of daily living because the scar hurt so much that it prohibited him. Now to my next question. How does Hogwarts handle reasonable accommodations for its students with disabilities? And being a boarding school, how will they handle personal care attendance? Obviously, we don't see Harry going to the office for students with disabilities and requesting accommodations like extended time, note takers, etc. But we do see Ron assisting him getting changed into pajamas after a rock bludger hits his arm, breaking it in Lockhart, accidentally, removing all of Harry's bones. Now, because he was temporarily disabled, Ron had to provide informal support by assisting Harry with getting into his pajamas in an emergency situation which is unforeseen. A year later, we see Malfoy, after his injury as a result of Buckbeak, asking Snape to have Ron cut up potion ingredients for him. Now, because Ron knew that Malfoy was faking his injury, he chops his daisy roots, mutilating them. We also see 2 books later, Dumbledore giving the centaur Firenze a teaching job teaching divination after Umbridge sacked Professor Trelawney. Because Firenze had a horse's body, he wouldn't be able to navigate the castle, and quite frankly I wouldn't want him in the corridors, leaving droppings. Peeves is bad enough in that book. So he was given a classroom next to the Great Hall that resembled the forest to teach. Now, what if somebody who uses a wheelchair gets accepted by the Quill of Acceptance in the Book of Admittance? Hogwarts isn't that wheelchair accessible, having 132 staircases and not one blasted lift, or for my American viewers, an elevator. Boy, imagine the look on an 11-year-old face just getting sorted into Gryffindor and realizing in order to get to his or her house's common room you have to climb stairs, and he is in a wheelchair. I think that if the staircases move on their own, they can certainly turn into ramps. There are no modern technology that works in Hogwarts, so things like elevators don't exist within the school, but they do in the Ministry of Magic, which I don't quite get. I mean, if you hit elevators in one of your buildings, shouldn't you have elevators in all of your buildings? As for the actual classes, I think you would have to master nonverbal spells more quickly if you have a speech impairment. Does your magic wand just know the spell you want to do? No. I don't think saying the spell through a communication device would work because the communication device is not your natural voice. For example, I don't think saying Wingardium Leviosa through my communication device would make a feather levitate. No matter how many times I push speak sentence. And I don't think my communication device could pronounce some of the more difficult incantations that we see the Golden Trio use. As for the Battle of Hogwarts, I think that the students with severe disabilities would have been evacuated or not been permitted to go to the school that year. Because Rowling based Lord Voldemort on Adolf Hitler, I see the extermination of the magically disabled under his regime. Me, I would have asked to be Nagini's meal, even if she was a woman. Just like the real Holocaust, the magically disabled would be wiped off even if you were pure-blooded. The only werewolf that is permitted to wear Death Eater's robes is Fenrir Greyback, and he isn't a true Death Eater. On the whole, I think after the Second War, you know, when everything is returned to normal, I see the magically disabled returning to the school and their lives in the wizarding world. Here is my final thoughts. I think the magically disabled has a lot to teach the non-disabled. Children in any world, whether it is fictional or real, must be able to go to school and get a quality education. That is the most important part. Now for the question of the day. What do you think of the magically disabled? And what house would you be in? I'm a Hufflepuff. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and share it on social media. And ring the bell to be notified so you can be up to date. I'll see you soon.